Okay, so question number one, we're going to talk about probability. And right here, they give us, a bunch of different answers. They're talking about chance behavior. Let's talk about chance behavior. That's what this next unit, this unit 2, the second section of our statistics course is all about. It's all about probability. And I think we all have a sense of probability, don't we? Like if I was to flip a coin, I'm kind of being scribbly there. Let me try that again. If I was to flip a coin, what's the probability that I'm going to get a head on the coin? What's the chance of getting heads?
Would it be 50%?
Yeah, 50%, huh?
Yeah.
50%. What's another way you can say that same answer?
2.
What is it?
1 out of 2.
Yeah, 1 out of 2, or like a fraction, a half, huh? Exactly. Or you could even say 0.5 a decimal. Yeah, I'll write that too. It's all good. Yeah, those are all different ways of saying the same thing. They're all right. They're just decimal fraction percentage, all different ways of saying 50% or half the time. So now, you all know that. So what does that mean? If I flip the coin, let me come over here. If I flip the coin 10 times, how many heads am I going to get?
Random.
Good answer. Yeah, we don't know exactly, do we? But wait a minute. I mean, you're right. You're, of course, totally right. I thought we said 50% or half the time. I thought we said half the time there's going to be heads. So shouldn't that be 5 heads?
No, that's like the chance of it happening over a period of time. It's not like in the immediate now. Right. Well said. It's not for sure, is it? It's not for sure. I mean, it's probably, that's why the word is probably. It's basically a form of the word probably, isn't it? So yeah, probably you'd get about 5, but you might get 6. You might get 7 even. You might get 4, 3, right? What if I flip the coin 100 times? How many heads would I probably get? 50.
Yeah, 50, but probably not exactly 50, huh? It might be 51 or 52. It might be 48 or 49. Now, let's come back over to the flipping the coin 10 times. Do you think I could get 10 heads in a row?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's possible. If I said to you guys, hey guys, the other day I was flipping a coin and I got 10 heads in a row. Would you believe me, or would you think I'm like making up funny stories?
I wouldn't believe you.
You wouldn't. All right. Well, I would hope you would believe me. I mean, it's not that crazy. It's kind of crazy. How about this? What if I told you the other day I was flipping a coin and I got 100 heads in a row? 100 in a row. Would you believe that?
Probably not.
I am lying at that point, or it's a trick coin, right? Or it's a fake coin. It's got 2 heads on it or something like that, right? Is that good? Is that making sense so far? Notice, I want you to notice something about probability. Anything can happen in the short run. This over here, here, let me have this right here is what we call in probability the short run. This is the short run. In other words, it's just 10 flips. I mean, you could get 10 in a row. You'd have to be pretty lucky. I mean, you'd have to do it a lot of times, but it's possible. You could get 10 heads in a row. It's definitely possible. If you're interested in probability, the odds are 1 in 1,024. So if you did it 1,000 times, you flip 10 coins, you would eventually get 10 heads in a row. So whereas if you flipped 100 times, this is the long run over here. This is the long run. There is no way in the world you're going to get 100 heads in a row. Now, that's a strong statement for me to make. But I'm telling you, the odds are so low that no one in the world throughout the history of the world has ever done it. That's how rare it is. The chance of getting 100 heads in a row is small, is smaller than the chance of if you marked one atom in the universe. And you know, I'm making up numbers a little bit, but it's crazy small. It's just crazy small, the chance of getting 100 heads in a row. And so what we start to see is that probability is what probably happens. In the short run, really it's unpredictable, isn't it? You could get all heads, even though you're supposed to only get heads half the time. In the short run, you might get all heads. You might get 10 in a row. But in the long run, what we see is that probability begins to show the power of its rule. That is, you're really going to get closer to half heads in the long run, right? No way you're going to get all heads, 100 heads in the long run. Something weird might happen in the short run, but in the long run, probability starts to show its truth, doesn't it? Just to show the power of its rules. And so that's what we see. We talk all the time about probability. In the short run, anything can happen, but in the long run, the probabilities are going to bear out their truth. Now, having said that, let's look at these four answers and think about which one is really telling us the truth. So the first one says chance behavior, meaning probability, chance behavior is unpredictable in the short run, but has a predictable pattern in the long run. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is the answer right here. This is the truth. Let me highlight that one. That's exactly right. The other ones are not right. Let me show you. How about this one? Chance behavior probably always has a predictable pattern, both in the short run and the long. No. Like I said over here, if you flip it only 10 times, anything could happen. You could get 10 heads in a row. It's not likely. It's 1 in 1,024, but that's possible, right? You could do that. Never has a predictable pattern. No. Short run or long. No. Probability is very predictable in the long run. Very, very predictable. How about this one? Has a predictable pattern in the short run, but is unpredictable long. No, it's vice versa. Vice versa. So there's the answer to the first question. It goes to the basic idea of what probability is. It's what probably happens, but in the short run, anything can happen. In the long run, we will see the truth bear out of the probability. What will probably happen will definitely happen in the long run on that.